Jersey T, we're back.
Sir.
NFL Week 4. You ready to get after it? How's your week been?
Good, good. How about you?
Pretty solid. Last week was pretty good. It started off slow, but we finished up like 2.5 units, I think. So
Mhm.
it ended up being another positive week after that horrible week 1. Then we had 18 week 2, and then last week was awesome. So ready to get back into it. Week 3. What did you take away from week 3?
Um, Took a lot away actually. Some scary stuff. Chiefs. I have no idea what to think of them right now.
No, and I feel bad for you guys because as an Eagles fan, like you guys are not a bad team, but you're running into a buzzsaw this week. Like you got
Yeah,
the Chiefs off 2 losses. Like you can't do anything about that. Like you really
yeah.
can't.
It's gonna be a hard game.
Yeah. So I don't know. Last week was interesting. There was a few games that didn't really make sense, but we ended up positive. So I'm not really upset. You ready to get into Thursday night game?
Let's go.
All right. I'm upset that the game has to be kind of gross after the past first few Thursday night games were good besides last week. But we got Jags Bengals. Total is 46.5. Bengals are 7-point home favorites. Um, I don't think the Bengals should be favored by 7 points in like any NFL game. Like they'll probably cover, but like they're the fucking Bengals. Like I'm not laying 7 with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I'm also not betting Jaguars +7. I don't think they've
Exactly.
won by or lost by less than 10 any game first few
Yeah,
weeks.
like I don't think anyone should be betting this game. Like maybe the under. That's it. But
Maybe
it's a
parlays or
teaser leg.
something.
It's a teaser
Yeah,
leg. It's a teaser leg.
100%.
Yeah. Besides this game, I don't really have anything else to say. This game is like the Falcons Giants last week. This game sucks. Like I do not care about this game at all. So we'll move on to the first game of Sunday. Football team 2-point road favorites at the Falcons. I think this is a huge game for the football team. I feel like this is like must win or like in week 4 for them because they what are they 1-2 and they started off. They're 1-2 and their defense is playing horrible. They're the 31st ranked defense in the whole league.
Yeah,
The only the
that was
which is
something no one
crazy.
expected. Everyone
No one
thought they were going to
expected.
be top five. That was the only reason. That was the only chance they had. Their defense played top five, and I mean,
They're just
they
not doing
gotta.
that.
They're gonna. I think they should cover the two. Falcons are the Falcons. You don't bet on the Falcons.
Yeah,
So
and what I am going to do with this game, I think earlier in the week the Falcons were like -1, and I teased the football team up to like 6 or 7, a 7-point teaser.
mhm.
But I do think the football team win this game on the road. But you never know. Matt Ryan's a veteran quarterback, and you're playing Taylor Heineke. But the defense has to step up, and this is a spot that they need to do it. Like it's
Yeah,
because obviously the division is still like anyone's grabs for the NFC East. So
yeah. It's the
they
worst
they
division in the football right now.
yeah they got to do it, and I think they have no other choice. All right. Texans Bills. This is the biggest spread of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Bills are 16.5 point favorites at home against the Texans, which it's hard to argue.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, no one in their right mind is gonna take Texans up to +21. To be honest,
yeah, because
and
how they looked last week against a Panthers team who is not as good as the Bills. I mean, they were hanging in there for the first 3 quarters, but then they just pulled away. They just couldn't hang with a better team. And what we showed. I mean, the Bills showed last week what they can and should have been doing, but they haven't been the first 2 weeks. So
that Steelers game, I think, with the Bills was a fluke. I think it
yeah,
like woke
the
them
first
up.
2 weeks were a fluke. Even though
Yeah,
they
I
won,
mean,
they won. But
I think it woke them up a little bit. I don't hate the over. I think the Bills could put up 35 themselves.
yeah,
So I would. I
the
mean,
Bills team total is going to be somewhere around like 32 probably,
yeah,
like
first
32 and a
maybe
half.
first half spread. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's a
I did
lot of
not touch this game yet at all. Like I have no money line or anything. I mean, I'm not laying 16 and a half in an NFL game. I've never done that. I never probably will unless there's like a crazy spot I see, but I don't know. It's tough. It's college is different. Like it's tough to lay 16 and a half at home, but obviously I would lean the Bills to cover this spread. Lions are travel to the Bears. The Bears are home favorites, and I kind of like the Lions here. The Lions have
yeah,
been playing awesome football.
very very good. And I don't like Justin Fields and that offensive line. I
Like
don't. I don't trust them.
I don't trust their coach. They have done nothing to change, like make them like change their play style for Fields. It's just a joke in Chicago, like it is every year.
It's a great defense followed by a shitty offense.
They should have actually started Nick Foles if they were going to play the way they did last week. Like having Justin Fields set in the pocket and not get him out, because they didn't even do that with Trubinsky, who is obviously not the athlete Fields is, but you have to move him around. Like
Yeah,
it's just dumb. It's just
yeah.
dumb.
It was rough watching that game.
Yeah, like it is what it is. But I think I like the Lions +3. I mean, yeah, Lions +3. I didn't take any action on this game at all, but I probably will either be taking the Lions or teasing the Lions up. So
Yeah,
we'll move on to the Panthers and Cowboys -4. Dude, my Panthers, I don't think they win this game, but I think it's going to be closer than 4 says. I probably will tease the Panthers through 10.
yeah. Definitely teasing the Panthers. 4 is, I think it's not enough. I think Panthers can cover 4, and
Yeah, I think that's a fair number for the game, though.
100%. And the over under at 50.5. I like the over.
Yeah, Panthers off of an extra long week, and I know they're dealing with, and the Cowboys on a short week, which is just a bad spot for the Cowboys in general. So maybe the Panthers +4 is a play, but I know they're dealing with we have a lot of unknowns. They lost their top corner, so they traded for a new corner, and they lost obviously Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's a
So
big hit. If he's not playing, then I would not take either side.
yeah, we got a comment. Make Jersey proud. We need a. Nope, I can't answer you, Sean, because you said Taylor ham. If you would have said pork roll, no, come on, man, it's pork roll, and you're all right. So, yeah, we like the Panthers in a tease, but it should be a better game than I think most people will think. Colts are winning this game.
They're 0-3. They need a game, and this is the game.
Colts are winning this game. I mean, I'm so low on the Dolphins, and it shouldn't have been as close as it was last week. The first drive, Derek Carr basically spotted that. Actually, it wasn't really Derek Carr's fault. The receiver was running a crossing route. He just stopped, and it was, I don't know if it was a pick six or like inside the.
No, it was a pick six.
Yeah, he basically spotted those 7 points, and then they weren't the same after that. But luckily, we had the team total over, and we cashed. Even though without overtime we cashed, but I don't know. I just don't. But I'm not a buyer of the Dolphins. I know they're at home. They played them close, but I just don't. I don't think the Dolphins
are just everywhere. Like
they're all over. And what's his name? His name is slipping me, but the offensive lineman, the best offensive lineman, just got hurt and he tore his ACL. The guy from Notre Dame.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I get it, but the Dolphins are not it. The Colts should. Their defense is so much better. They have a backup quarterback. The Dolphins have a backup quarterback. I feel like they should just handle it.
Probably not going to be a good game to watch either.
No.
It's going to be a gross game.
Yeah. All right. Browns -2 at Vikings. Browns did what they needed to do last week. That was not even a prove it game. That was just a take care of business game, and they did exactly that. Vikings got their first win, which is a very impressive win. We were low on the Vikings last week.
Yeah.
And we took the Seahawks. That was one of our straight play losses, but we don't know which Vikings you're gonna get.
Never. And without a Dalvin Cook, they really impressed me, but I don't think they impressed me enough to take them this game. I would lean towards staying away from this game.
Mm-hmm.
I got that every game
because both of these two teams are hard to predict. Meaning that. Both these two teams can easily be on the both ends of the spectrum. Like they could be really good or really bad. They both have really, really high ceilings and really, really low floors. So this is kind of like an unpredictable game in my opinion. I mean, sure you could stay aside and have valid reason for it, but both of these teams have shown over the last few seasons that they just don't.
You just can't trust either side.
Yeah, they're just weird. But I feel like this could. Actually, the total seems a little high because the Browns just run the ball so much. But with Odell,
if Dalvin Cook's playing, they'll run the ball a lot too.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll see. Giants at Saints -8. Saints I feel like are a really, really, really good teaser leg. First game home after being on the road, being nomad since week 2. Giants are just a mess as they just prove to be every year. I feel like this is a horrible spot for the Giants because they're traveling down to NOLA after a close loss. All the energy is going to be in the Saints building because it's going to be an emotional game. Jameis first game starting as the new Saints quarterback at home. I think the Giants should. I mean, they should. I hope they do take care of business because I'm going to be taking the Saints in a few teasers. I'm not going to be laying the 8 because I just feel like
No,
backdoor Danny
eight's a
Dimes situation.
lot. Backdoor
Yeah.
cover. I mean, Giants had a chance to get momentum last week, and they did what the Giants do, and they blew it.
Yeah, like
Usual
that's they
Giants.
were that was the only game they're going to be favored in all season. Maybe week 1 they were favored. I don't remember. But
Eight's a lot though in any.
mhm.
If you had to choose a side, I'd lean 8, but definitely parlays, money line teasers, lean
Yeah,
towards
and
that.
like that is that's our bread and butter, and it's like if we can get a money line parlay within like minus 140, like we're eating that up all day. You'd find a leg like this. The Jets and their Marcus May got hurt, and what's the CJ Mosley got hurt.
Yeah, I
They're
would
just
take Titans 8 and spread, money line, teaser, anything. This is probably going to be 90% of people's survival pool picks.
yeah, and the Titans week 1 they came out slow. Like that's all it was. They came out slow against the good what was the Cardinals, right?
Yeah,
Against a good Cardinals team who's like proven to be a solid Cardinals team. So like it's not really a concern that the Titans lost to the Cardinals. They didn't look good, but they came out and the next 2 weeks and took care of business. I think the Titans are going to keep rolling because no one's tackling Tractor Cito. Like no one's tackling them.
I would lean under 2 because Titans will run the ball 40 times and the Jets might not score again.
They might not score, and the Titans defense isn't really that good either. But
the Jets offense is just that bad.
Yeah, so Titans should cover this fairly easily. All right, we teased this game earlier. The Eagles, I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles are a good team, and obviously you're an Eagles fan, but I think they're running into a buzzsaw. Chiefs off 2 super close losses, games that they arguably could have and should have won. And Andy Reid's back in Philly. Like I feel like this is just a horrible spot for the Eagles. What do you think?
I mean the Eagles look atrocious. When you only run the ball twice to Miles Sanders in a game, I don't know what you expect. 2 carries for 27 yards. Like, how do you not give him the ball? How you can't win without an established run game? It's maybe tease for 7, but do not take the Eagles.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if 14 is safe for the Eagles this week.
It might not. If it wasn't safe against Dallas, there's no way that Andy Reid doesn't put up 35 in Philadelphia.
Yeah, like I mean, I can't imagine like how the Chiefs locker room has been the past 2 weeks. Because when's the last time they lost back-to-back games? I think Mahomes is ready to go into Philly and say like, all right, it's time to turn our season around because the Chargers are a legitimate threat with a legitimate MVP
I said that last
candidate.
year. I said Chargers are scary. They took care of business.
Herbert is a legitimate MVP candidate. Like,
100%. And their defense looks good too.
Yeah, so
forcing all those turnovers,
so I think this is just a horrible spot for Philly. Chiefs, and the Chiefs don't cover games, but I think they can cover this game here. All right, Cardinals on the road against Rams. This is a really, really interesting game.
This might be the game of the week.
I love the Rams, and I love the Rams. But last week was probably the biggest game in like besides since the Super Bowl that they lost to New England.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last week was the biggest game since then. So this is just a major like come back down to earth game for them. And like I didn't think they did anything special last week. They did what they should have done. Like I thought they would roll the Bucs, and they did. So, and as much as I don't like the Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury in big spots, I think this is going to come down to the last possession. So Cardinals +4, I think is a nice play. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there because at the end of the day, I think the Rams will win. But it is I think this is going to be tighter than people are going to think.
Yeah, I mean Cardinals, like you saw, Rams just did what they needed to do to take care. Cardinals kind of did the same thing. They came out slow, and then they were like, "Okay,
that was a major look.
We got to win this." And then they won by 12. I mean, they haven't. Besides the first game, the Cardinals haven't looked that special. Like they came out, everyone was hot on them, and then they almost lost to Minnesota. Then they almost lost to the Jaguars. So what are they going to do this game? Like they'll keep it close. I just don't.
Yeah.
That Rams defense is scary.
All right, I think they can win the Super Bowl, and I've said that since week 1. I love the Rams. All right, next game, another divisional game. Seahawks on the road at the 49ers after a primetime loss. the Seahawks, everyone's going to be on the 49ers after a loss.
Yeah.
And people are going to be low on the 49ers. I mean, the Seahawks after losing to Minnesota. But the Seahawks, if you can get a 6-point teaser or 7-point teaser, the Seahawks are going to cover that. They're going to stay. This is going to be a 1-2 possession game.
Yeah, you can't division game, can't say it's going to be anything more than 3-4 points. There's no way they go out what they did last week.
Did I cut out or it's good?
No, I was reading.
Okay, yeah, I thought I cut out. The Seahawks are this is gonna be a close game. I feel like I don't want to lay 3 because I feel like it could be like a 4 or 5, literally like a set, like a 27-23 game, something like that. Mm-hmm. But the Seahawks are a safe leg to tease up and get them across that key number of 7 or 10. Next game. This game was the most interesting line I might have ever seen.
Yeah.
And I get it. But what do you think about this game?
Who have the Broncos played? Nobody.
Exactly.
New York, and
exactly
Jaguars. I mean,
we got a comment about the Rams game. I think everyone will be on. Yeah, that's literally. I think it should be a huge letdown spot for LA as well. Like I said, last week was their Super Bowl, but I think it's gonna be closer than people think. So, but that's what I was saying. It's a huge letdown spot after that big win versus the Bucs. But either way, I think it's going to be a close game. Back to the Broncos. Yes, everyone's going to be in the Ravens one on this. But yeah, who have the Broncos played?
Yeah,
they played the Jets, the Giants, and the Jaguars.
I feel like last week was Ravens' letdown spot, and
it
was a win. It means it's over. They can just go back to being the Ravens.
I'm happy that it got close. Because if they rolled them, then this game they actually probably would have lost.
100%.
But the fact that it got close and they really, really almost lost that game, probably should have lost that game.
4th and 20.
But it was expected. Like not from the public eye, but from our eye. And like if you're a good bettor and you know how the NFL works, that was expected for the Ravens to play like shit last week after that emotional win at Monday night versus the Chiefs. That was expected. I know Lamar hasn't played, but if he's a go for this week, which I think he's gonna be, the Ravens should roll them.
Yeah, now Broncos they start off 3-0, but they're not all that.
They played the 3 worst teams, arguably the 3 worst teams in the league.
Exactly.
Who did the Ravens play week 1? I forget.
They
lost to the Raiders,
and then they beat the Chiefs, and then
they
should have beat the Raiders.
Yeah, I think the Ravens will be fine. Jersey Kyle, shout out.
How we doing?
Jersey Kyle's in the house. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Steelers. This is another really interesting game. Steelers at Packers. Packers. This is like after a Monday night win versus a really close Monday night win. I think this is too many points though. Even though the Steelers look like a joke the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, Steelers. I don't like them. I think Packers can get to the 7, but more so. Tease, money line parlay. I think Packers win this pretty easily.
It's if we find out that TJ Watt's not going again, I'll probably lay the 6.5 because TJ Watt makes such a difference.
Yeah, they look horrible without him.
It's insane.
They look they don't look like they know how to play football. It's crazy.
I know, like the secondary's still like been okay, but a letdown from last year. But TJ Watt he makes that defense.
He really does.
100%. So yeah, if TJ Watt is not a go, I would lay the 6.5, and I think you should. Okay, this game is also going to be awesome. Bucks after a road loss, game they probably should have lost, but coming back across the East Coast, Tom Brady homecoming game. I just feel like how are the Bucks going to lose this game?
Yeah, no, and I also think the spread moved to 6.5. Or
it opened 5.5.
Yeah, I think it's at 6 right now. So if I was 7 is like a push spot. I would take the 6.5. Also take them like we always do, parlays, teasers.
Good leg.
It's just that Bucks defense, and they gotta make a stand this week. They looked terrible last week. Cooper Kupp destroyed them.
He's the number 1 ranked receiver in the league.
Oh, 100%. Right now he is, and he's
he's
backing that up every week. He is. But
Yes,
Tom Brady to throw for 4 touchdowns this week, he's just gonna
he's
unload.
gonna like break some record at in Foxborough this week. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was like either passing yards or passing
Passing yards, I
touchdowns.
think.
Yeah, but the Bucks, this line opened at 5.5, got hammered, and it moved to 6.5 to 7. But you said it's back at 6.5 now, probably. But yeah, I mean, it's Belichick. He's gonna do his best to keep it close and get his boys ready because he wants them to think that it's him and not Brady. But it's pretty clear that it's Brady.
Yeah,
So
this has been the talk of all week. Any sports channel you click on, they're talking about this game. They're talking about Brady. And I think Brady is going to want to just ball. Like how the whole thing with Bruce Arians, let him do whatever he wants. I think he's just going to unload just to show Bill Belichick he should have let him have more say in the team.
yeah, and everyone's gonna be watching this game. It's gonna be awesome. Brady back in Foxborough, like it's gonna be an awesome game to watch from a viewer standpoint. But the Bucks are gonna get it done. All right, Monday night game, awesome game. I think the line moved to 3 now. But Raiders, what 3-0 Raiders
Uh-huh.
versus the 2-1 Chargers, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Chargers 3. Who do they play second week?
the Chargers beat. Oh, they lost to the Cowboys. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then, yeah.
So
3-0, 2-1.
the Raiders have played in 3 like super tight games. Who did they
Mhm.
play week 2?
They played Steelers.
Okay, no, they rolled them. But week 1, that was insane. They should have
Week
lost.
1, they came back. They actually were close week 2, and then they took off in the second half.
Yeah, and then last week, obviously.
I think Chargers come out hot, but Raiders keep it close.
I think Chargers are going to cover this because I feel like they've just been playing too many drama-filled games, and the Chargers are at home. And I think the Chargers are better, even though I like the Raiders. But this is an awesome game. This is an awesome game.
I think the Raiders are going to prove that they're better. They're not the letdowns they are every year. I actually like the Raiders, especially if it's 3.5. I like Raiders 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's good if we're on different sides. So we'll see how we'll come back to this one and see how it turns out. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that is all the NFL games this week. We kind of ran through those pretty quick, but we gave our opinion on what we thought. I have one college football game to give out as a free play. It's a 3-unit free play, biggest one I've ever given out, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to hit. So you're going to want to tune in for this college football 3 play. Here it is, Michigan -1. Why do I think Michigan plays at Wisconsin this week? Why do I think Michigan will cover this with ease? I think this is the best Michigan team under Harbaugh ever. And I think this is finally the year that Michigan will beat Ohio State. Like, talk about it every year. Can they do it? Can they do it? But they have the schedule to do it. They have the schedule to make it to the college football playoff if they win their games. And this is the biggest test they've had so far. Graham Merchant and this Wisconsin offense is horrible. Horrible. They did nothing against the Notre Dame team, who is not as good as you guys think. Promise you guys, Notre Dame is not as good as you think. And Wisconsin, they might be able to keep Michigan off balance while they're on defense, but Michigan is yet to turn the ball over once this year. Cade McNamara has done an awesome job at quarterback, so I think this line should be a lot bigger than 1, and I think Michigan will go into Wisconsin and get it done. So that's the only free play I had for you guys. I usually give out 3, but I just said why not do a 1 3-unit. So we'll see how that goes. If you guys want to get on the NFL slate, you know where to find us. DM us. We'll get you on the package this week. We're going to go 3 straight winning weeks. It's going to be awesome. Got college football, baseball. Let's go. It's going to be a fun week. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week.
Let's go.